Man, y'all done got us started with Kiss. Come on, man. So I've been pretty clear, and I've let it be known that out of all rock bands, um, but before I started doing music reactions on this channel, I think Kiss was they were definitely probably not probably they were one of the few bands that I was pretty familiar with, and that's mainly because so many of their songs are in so many films that I grew up on. Predominantly Detroit Rock City. I mean, the movie Role Models, Paul Blart, Mall Cop. It's so many movies that has Kiss in the soundtrack, and it's usually Detroit Rock City. And they were just kind of one of the bands that really appealed to me as a kid growing up. But it's so crazy because I probably only know 5 songs. I know this song, I Was Made for Loving You. I know Detroit Rock City. I know Rock and Roll All Night. I know the first verse of Love Gun. And I know how it go? Forever, forever. I think it's called Forever, and I don't even remember the lyrics like that. I just remember the chorus a little bit. But yeah, so those probably the few records that I know, and I do think I remember a good portion of the history pertaining to this song. So you know what? Because I know this song, I'm not spoiling anything for myself. Let's go ahead and let's do the Kiss research. Because even though I know Paul and Gene, I think the other guys are Ace and Peter, if I'm not mistaken. But I know Ace left the band pretty early. I think Anyway, let's do the research. So I'm not making a complete idiot of myself, which I am. Okay. So let's do the research. Then we're going to go do the song research. Because, again, I already know the song. So, okay, here we go. Kiss was... I thought they were still active. Did they retire? I felt like I just heard about them being on tour. Okay, Kiss was an American rock band formed in New York City in 1973 by Paul Stanley, vocals and rhythm guitar, Gene Simmons, vocals and bass, Ace Frehley, lead guitar and vocals, and Peter Criss, drums and vocals. Known for their face paint and stage outfits, the group rose to prominence in the mid-1970s with shock rock style live performances. The band went through several lineup changes, with Stanley and Simmons remaining the only consistent members. The final lineup consisted of them, Tommy Thayer and Eric Singer. The band members took on the persona of comic book style characters: the Star Child, the Demon, the Spaceman or Space Ace, and the Catman. Kiss became one of America's most successful rock bands and pop cultural phenomenon during the second half of the 1970s. Due to creative differences, Criss departed the band in 1980, followed by Frehley in 1982. I thought Ace left first. I thought they were really upset with Ace because he was like drunk all the time or something like that. Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know creative differences. Okay. They were replaced by Eric Carr, the Fox, and Vinnie Vincent, the Ak Warrior, respectively. Okay. The band's commercial success had declined during the early 1980s before experiencing a resurgence in 1983 when they began performing without makeup and costumes, marking the beginning of the band's unmasked era. that would last until 1996. Vincent left the band in 1984, being replaced briefly by Mark St. John before Bruce Kulick joined the band for the next 12 years. Eric Carr died in 1991 of heart cancer and was replaced by Eric Singer. In response to a wave of Kiss nostalgia in the mid-1990s, the original lineup reunited in 1996, which also saw the return of their makeup and stage costumes. The resulting 1996-1997 reunion tour was highly successful, grossing $143 million, making it the band's most successful tour. Chris and Frehley subsequently left the band again following the 2000-2001 tour, which at the time was intended to be Kiss' last. Chris and Frehley were replaced by singer and Tommy Thayer. Chris briefly rejoined the band from 2002 to 2004, respectively. In a move which proved controversial among fans, Singer and Thayer adopted the original Catman and Spaceman makeup respectively rather than having their own unique makeup designs. See, I didn't know there was... I knew Catman, Demon, Space, and Starchild. I didn't know that they had other... When guys left, they had different characters. I didn't know that. After 46 years of recording and performing, Kiss began a 4-year-long farewell tour, the End of the Road World Tour, in January 2019, and retired after performing their final show in New York City in December 2023. Got you. So they just retired. Gotcha. I was like, yo, I was hearing about them on tour all the time. Kiss is regarded as one of the most influential rock bands of all time, as well as one of the best-selling bands, claiming to have sold more than 75 million records worldwide, including 21 million RIAA certified albums. Also have 30 gold albums, the most of any band from the United States. 14 platinum albums, 3 of which were multi-platinum. In 2014, the 4 original members of Kiss were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. All right. Yeah, so a good portion of that I knew. Now, I feel like I'm a bore y'all, and again, y'all could just skip ahead. But again, I know the song, so we might as well go ahead and do the research now. Or you know what? I should wait. I should wait. I need to shut up. I need to listen to the song. So again, if you see me singing along, again, I know this song. I love this song. So this will not have first time reaction in the title. This is not a first time reaction. I know this song. I love this song. One of my favorite. So yeah, let's rock out the Kiss real quick.
Can
before we get into the chorus again. So I do remember reading that a lot of Kiss fans don't like this song, if I'm not mistaken, because they felt it was this is one of their 70s records, and this was height of disco, and so a lot of people felt as though they sold out or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure it's probably going to be in the song research, but I felt like I remember reading that. I remember seeing people like, yeah, I Was Made for Loving You it's not Kiss. Like, it's literally one of one. You don't hear anything else like it. And if I'm not mistaken as well, I believe I read that they only made this song because of a bet. Like, somebody bet them to make a disco record. But now I feel like I'm talking out of my ass and I have no idea what I'm talking about. But I felt like I read that. Like, it was a bet. Like, somebody bet them, hey, I bet y'all can't make a disco record. And they literally did, and it ended up being their biggest record. Because I do believe commercially, I Was Made for Loving You is their biggest record. But again, we'll find out when we do the song research.
I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me, and I can't get enough of you, baby. Can you get enough of me? I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me, and I can't give it all to you, baby. Can you give it all to me?
Holy shit, that was such a great camera move. Did y'all see that? So, before I get to that, if I had to pick a favorite, I think Antics and just as a character, I think Gene might be my favorite. The blood, the fire spitting, I think Gene might be my favorite. But I don't think people put enough respect on Paul. I mean, y'all heard the note that I heard him hit. That brother can sing. That's a phenomenal note that he hit. But look at this camera move where it was on Gene and then it kind of That's a great camera. Fire record, man. Yeah, let me go do the research. I feel like I remember people saying they don't like this record, and I have no idea why. I Was Made for Loving You is a song I Kiss originally released on their 1979 album Dynasty. It was released as the A-side of their first single from the album, with Hard Times as the B-side. a permanent staple in Kiss's live performances. Yeah, it would have to be. The band's performance of the song at their 30th I'm sorry, somebody was texting me. 30th anniversary show in Melbourne, Australia. At first, Desmond Child said Paul wanted to write a good disco song, and I decided to help him with that. Paul started to write the lyrics and chords, and then I played the song on guitar and said, okay, we'll do something to improve this and make it a really good song. Okay, so yeah, I literally pulled something out my ass. I don't know why I felt like I read somewhere that it was like a bet, like somebody bet them to do it, but okay. The song draws heavily from the disco style that was popular in the late 1970s United States. According to legend, the members of the band were in conflict with their producers who wanted the band to shift to a more commercial sound. In response, the band argued that lucrative disco songs could be written by anyone in a short time frame. The story goes that the song's demo was completed in mere hours after the bet. Oh, okay, so I knew I wasn't tripping. Okay. But the way that read at first, it didn't sound like a bet. It sounds like they were literally just saying, yo, anybody could do that. But it didn't sound like a bet. But they're insinuating that they bet their label that they could do it. Gotcha. Okay. While the story is unproven, Paul Stanley, who co-wrote the song with Desmond Child and Vinny Poncia, has stated that it was a conscious effort on his part to prove how easy it was to write and record a hit disco song. Gotcha. Child confirms that he and Stanley wrote the verses together in an hour at Sir Studios, while the Motown-influenced chorus was penned by Stanley and Poncia after Child had left the studio. Gene Simmons revealed in a 2018 interview that he always disliked the song because of his vocal part. I mean, because of his vocal part? I mean, but he's singing backing vocals and they all sing the chorus together. I mean, and it sounds so good in unison. You really can't even make out who is who. But I guess Gene would know his voice better than anyone. But I can't really even tell when Gene is like singing. Like, they sound great as a unit. Although Peter Criss appears in the video and on the album cover, he did not play on the track. As with most of the Dynasty albums, session drummer Anton Fig took his place as Poncia had deemed Criss unfit to play. Oh, so did I get it wrong? I thought Ace was the one that was drunk all the time. Was Peter? He was deemed unfit to play. Well, that could mean anything, so let me not speculate. There is a bootleg audio recording of the writing sessions for the song in which Stanley mentions Chris's name a couple of times, indicating he was present during the arranging of the song. Stanley plays the rhythm guitar and bass guitar while Ace Frehley provided the guitar solo. The rumors that Gene Simmons did not play bass on the recording are incorrect. It is now confirmed that Vinny Poncia and others that it is Simmons on the recording. The return of Kiss was how Dynasty was billed in commercials and advertisements for the album. Okay, I didn't know it was all this like controversy. Like, are they insinuating that Kiss didn't play a lot of their own music in regards to instruments? Like, wow. Like, this whole story I just read was just a bunch of, the story has it, the legend, but nothing's been proven. Who was there? Who didn't play? Like, wow. Okay, I did not know that. Okay. The single was certified gold in the U.S. on August 16th, 1979, and in Canada, August 1st, 1979. It reached number 11 on the Hot 100. Billboard described it as a catchy song which is more melodic than previous Kiss efforts and that incorporates some disco influence and heavy guitars. Some Kiss fans dismissed it as a sellout. Gotcha. With Rolling Stone magazine's David Freak writing, the Kiss Army is going to mutiny when they hear I Was Made for Loving You, the disco-infected lead-off track on the Masked Marvel's latest album. They'll demand to know why their heroes, after years of rallying the troops into battle against disco and other threatening schlocks, have turned tail and joined forces with uptown popsters like producer Vinnie Poncha, whose soft rock credentials include LPs by Ringo Starr and Melissa Manchester. Lance Tauser, curator of a museum exhibit chronicling the infamous Disco Demolition Night riot of 1979, suggested this song may have helped inspire that event, telling the Chicago Tribune that Kiss's disco song, I Was Made for Loving You, that was the moment when they jumped the shark. Excuse me? Are they saying the song caused a riot? Oh, I didn't know it was that bad. Despite the backlash, the song has become a concert staple over the years with a different arrangement that de-emphasizes the song's disco elements. Gene Simmons has stated that I Was Made for Loving You is his least favorite Kiss song, and Ace Frehley and Peter Criss have also indicated that they dislike the song. Wow. So why keep playing it? Why keep playing it? If the fans don't like it, y'all don't like it, and y'all only did it as a bet to your label, and I'm gonna assume that it did what the label wanted it to do. I mean, it didn't make top 10, but it's a top 20 hit. I'm sitting here looking at it. It went platinum, but it's no need to continue to perform the record if nobody likes it. Which I don't know how. I freaking love the record. But y'all know I love disco. I just don't get it. Why continue to play a song that no one likes? Y'all don't like it. The fans don't like it. Why play it? 30 years later. 40, 50 years later. Okay. I ain't gonna lie. So again, what I thought I knew was a bit correct. It did sound like it was a bet, and I do remember reading about the sellout. So okay, but I did not know all this controversy about the making of the song and who actually played the instruments and things of that nature. I did not know that. So it's a little weird, but again, doesn't matter. You're talking about something that was 50 years ago. Doesn't matter. But it's such a great record, man. It's so fun. As I say all the time, man, you want a hit record, you got to appeal to the women and the kids. And I think out of all Kiss records that I know, outside of Rock and Roll All Night, yeah. I was about to say Detroit Rock City, but it's a little too edgy for kids. And while I do think women like Detroit Rock City, it's just not. I don't know. Rock and Roll All Night and this definitely are women and kid friendly, and I think it worked. But I guess I'm a child. Because I genuinely enjoy the record, man. I really, really do. I think this is one of the records where Paul Stanley really shows his vocal ability. I think it's one of the records that really shows Kiss's versatility. But again, you know, as we know, and that's not a rock thing. That's every genre. You step out of your genre a little bit, people call you a sellout. Even if it's successful and it does everything that you need it to do, it makes you money and opens up other doors, people call you a sellout. So, you know, that comes with the territory. But kind of sucks that nobody likes the record. Now, I feel bad for liking it. Like, I freaking love this record. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. Do y'all like I Was Made for Loving You? Do you think Kiss sold out? If you were alive when the Dynasty album came out and y'all first heard it, did y'all feel like Kiss sold out? Has it grown on you? Do you still not like it? If you found out about Kiss later, you know, just let me know how y'all feel about the record. I'm genuinely curious. Y'all let me know. And then like, comment, and subscribe. And I appreciate y'all for watching, man. So happy to start my Kiss journey, man. Again, we started with a record I already know. So if y'all want to jump to something else I already know, great. If not, if y'all want to jump to something I don't know, you know, that's what we here for. So y'all let me know, man. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate y'all for watching. Until next time with Kiss. Peace.